The kitchen and the dining room is such a focal point and it is the glue. If you don't have that, it will affect everything else that's going on. You know, you can shower without hot water for a few days, but if your food, excuse my language, is crappy, people aren't gonna come down and eat together. People aren't gonna be together. Once people aren't together, it's just like, why not just be in an apartment building? Why not just live off campus? You're not necessarily gonna say, hey, that food was the best. You're gonna remember everything else, but food won't be the negative aspect that you're talking about years later. Like, oh yeah, remember we had this cook and this is what she made and oh, that was rah, rah, rah. Just imagine how it helps morale and it really picks up everyone's sense of being and belonging part of this community. I'm Bill Reeder, president and owner of Campus Cooks. I lay out the vision and strategy of the company. My job is to remove all roadblocks so the company can succeed. I graduated Northwestern in 1995. We went through 3 cooks in 4 years. For my summer jobs, I was working for a local caterer and gave him a call. You know, what are you gonna do? Who do you know? He ended up coming in and doing his due diligence and said, I can provide you better food, more variety, healthier options for the same amount of money. He went ahead and grew that business from catering to putting on-site chefs. So that's how he grew it. And myself, I traded commodities for a number of years after graduation and then reconnected with him back in 2003. Connected with him and says, you know, this is something that I think we could really do. Bought the business from him and officially became Campus Cooks in 2004. And we created this industry. You know, we went to knocked on doors and fraternity sororities and said, hey, you know, we can put a private professional chef in your fraternity sorority house, manage it so you don't have budget overruns, you don't have poor food quality, don't have to deal with any liabilities. And from there it grew. So today we're at about, 25 states, 45 campuses. We created, legitimatized third-party professional service for managing fraternity sorority kitchens. We don't come across and say no. We're not telling you the way we have to do it. We're learning from you and saying, hey, you know, this is the way the culture of this house is. This is what we're going to do to make sure that you're fulfilling your goals. You know, these are students who are developing their leadership. So how do we help them be successful? And part of that is through recruitment. Food goes a long way. Making sure their live-ins are there. Their goal is to make sure the culture of the house is great. So all that we're doing from top to bottom, from our chefs to our district managers, all through operations and HR is finding this yes and type attitude. Everyone we're hiring is passionate about the food they're creating, passionate about the service that they're providing. You know, that goes into the type of events that we do. Theme nights, you know, that goes into chefs spinning a globe and putting a finger on a particular country that they want to do. That goes into asking students to bring their mom's favorite recipe or their favorite recipe from home. The chefs can make the food, but how do they put their entire passion into it? So that's one of them. You know, companies in our industry don't spend the time up front to train their chefs so they can be successful. The more time you spend preparing in the beginning will save you time at the end that you have to unwind and fix things that should never happen. Also, in terms of the last thing is transparency. There's no additional add-ons. It's all inclusive. I mean, we have reporting that students can access. We have monthly reports we send out with our meal ratings. You know, you can see if it's a 3-star, a 4-star, or 5-star, or what's the issue. So we have to make sure as a company that we value our clients, we value our vendors, and we value our chefs' team members. They're all equally important.